This video will examine the chronic implantable, or CI, oxylyte sensors, as well as the CI adapter. There are three types of CI sensors, and first we'll examine the specifications that apply to all three types. All of the CI sensors require the use of the CI adapter, seen here on the right. It has a standard oxylyte sensor connector with a blue ring that matches the oxylyte system, and connects like all the other standard probes. All CI sensors are provided with an I-button device that carries the calibration info of the sensor. This information is usually stored in the connector of the standard probes, but since these CI sensors don't connect directly to the oxylyte, the calibration info for each sensor can be quickly loaded onto the system with the simple click of a button. All CI sensors have a 1 centimeter long white bead that must remain on the outside of the body, and all of them require manual temperature compensation. These sensors are intended for single use. So let's take a look at the three different types. First, we have the bare fiber CI sensor, which consists of a thin 250 micron glass fiber. Since it's flexible and fragile, this sensor must be introduced into the tissue with a catheter or cannula. When these sensors are ordered, you can order them at a custom length anywhere between 2 millimeters and 60 millimeters. Later in the video, I'll show you a comparison between the two different lengths for this sensor. The second sensor is a large area sensor, 1 millimeter, or a LAS1. To learn more about this sensor, you can watch the LAS1 standard sensor video on our website under the Sensors tab. This sensor is also flexible and requires an introducer to place it into the tissue properly. Lastly, we have the LAS8 CI sensor, which is very similar to the LAS1 CI sensor, except that it has a longer metal cage and thus a larger sampling area. For more information on this sensor, you can watch the LAS8 standard sensor video on our website under the Sensors tab as well. These LAS CI sensors are both approximately 6 centimeters long, and they both require tissue introducers like a catheter or cannula. Let's take a closer look at these sensors. The top two sensors are variations of a bare fiber chronic implantable or CI sensor. The top one is a 2 millimeter long one, and the middle one is the standard length, which is 60 millimeters or 6 centimeters. The bottom sensor shown here is the LAS8 CI sensor, and the fourth product is the CI adapter. You can also see the standard connector for the adapter here with the blue ring around it to match the oxylyte system. So, if we take a look at these sensors, we'll start with the 2 millimeter bare fiber CI sensor. So you can see that it's very tiny and the fiber is only 2 millimeters long. It works really nicely for cerebral oxygenation applications where the region of interest is small and placement needs to be very precise, especially with depth of implantation in the brain. It's used mostly for mice. The 6 centimeter long sensor variation is very flexible and also needs an introducer to be placed properly in the tissue. You can see here that the fiber is 6 centimeters long. The LAS8 CI sensor also needs an introducer to be placed properly into the tissue. As you can see, it's quite flexible and the tip is very blunt. You can see the cage on it is the extended cage and it has an 8 millimeter sampling range. So, how is this NXCI adapter used? You can see the collar of the adapter here, and the white bead of the chronic implantable sensors fits nicely into the adapter like so. These sensors are great for longitudinal studies that have many time points, or for studies where the animals have to be awake and not under anesthesia. The user can connect the adapter to the exposed bead and get spot measurements of oxygen for each time point. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions about the information that appeared in this video, please contact our application specialists or head to our website at www.scintica.com.